Tom, just talking to Julian leading into the game, I was mentioning to him, like, this is his first postseason since 2 years ago because of what he missed last year. Just what do you appreciate about playing with him and being in these big moments specifically with him?
Yeah, he's such a great player and just great teammate, competitor, and had a great game today. So he came up big. We needed it, and we'll need it next week too.
Tom, you talked all year about playing complementary football. Do you think this was maybe the most complementary football game you played? It seemed like you ran it well and threw it well.
Yeah, that was good. I thought both phases were important, and you can't get one-dimensional in these type of games. It's too tough against too many good teams, and you get to this point, there's very little margin of error, and you're going to have to be good in all phases, running it, throwing it, kicking it, playing defense, everything. Have to do it again.
Hey Tom, once again, a lot of talking heads in the media talking about how this is the end of the dynasty, you're going to fall off a cliff and become a bum and all this stuff. So, I'm sure winning's sweet, but is it that little bit sweeter when you're constantly proving people wrong all the time?
I just like winning. Just like winning.
Tom, you've talked in the past about having the answers to the test. Was this one of those days where you felt like that? This is a scheme you've seen before, Atlanta, Seattle. It seemed like you had a very good feel for what they were doing scheme-wise.
They're a good defense, and I think they do a lot of things well. And I thought we just did a good job executing. Again, blocking great and running the ball well. And guys made some great catches, converted early on third downs. It was really important. It's good to get ahead of that team. They had a lot of good skill players, a very good offense. They battled to the end, so they're a great football team. It's good to win.
You realize 13-year-old kids in New England know nothing else than AFC Championship weekend. I don't know how old your oldest is. He's what, 11, 12?
11.
11. So, yeah. So you talk about a guy like Sony Michel. There was a lot of talk going into this game. You don't know how a rookie's going to respond, but the push your offensive line gave you to have the running game, not only a couple weeks ago against Buffalo, but what you've been able to do today and the amount of yards he had in that first half. How it opened up the passing game.
Absolutely. He had a great game, and he's just had a great year. He's just, battled and fought hard. I really love, Sony as a person and his commitment to the team, and he's just been a lot of fun to be out there with. And he's making a lot of hard yards, and, he had a great game today. Great to see.
Tom, I wanted to ask you for two descriptions. Gronk as a blocker down on his hands, and Gronk then when he catches a pass and as a runner with the ball.
Yeah, he's a great blocker. I think that's something that goes maybe a little under the radar with his, his skill set. But he's one of the most dominant tight end, blocking tight ends in the league. And again, it's as a threat when he catches it. Just did such a great job, there to start the third quarter, and he's a threat anytime he's out there. So
His value as a blocker today
was great. Yeah, it was great, and we need everybody. I mean, we need all our best players. 4 teams left, so we're 5 right now, 4 soon, and it's going to take our best.
One last question.
Tom, going back to your last trip to Kansas City in 2014, at the time there were some questions asked about where things were headed. To personally go back these years later with 2 more Super Bowl rings, 5 more trips to the AFC title game, how personally gratifying is it for you going back to that point?
That was a pretty crappy loss that night, but we've had some other ones, and I think we show a lot of perseverance, a lot of toughness. This team's showing it. We've had some tough losses this year too, but you just keep fighting. That's what football's all about. It's a season. It's not 1 game or 4 games or 8 games. It's 16 games, and you get a chance to be in this position. And we played good today. That's why we won. And Kansas City's had a hell of a year. They gave us everything we could handle. Was that October or November? I don't remember. But I'm sure it'll be the same. It'll be a tough game. They're well coached. They got a good offense. They play well defensively against the Colts. And it's going to be a lot of fun to go back there and play in a championship game and try to advance. So thank you guys.